Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Apa khabar tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian? Semoga berada dalam keadaan sihat dan sejahtera. Alhamdulillah bagi umat Islam, kita sudah memasuki minggu terakhir dalam menunaikan ibadah puasa dan bakal menyambut Aidilfitri tidak lama lagi. Saya percaya Aidilfitri pada kali ini pasti akan diingati sepanjang hayat kerana kesan dari pandemik Covid-19. Tuan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian, walaupun dalam serba kekurangan dalam sambutan Aidilfitri pada kali ini, ingatlah masih ramai yang sebenarnya kurang bernasib baik dan terkesan sekali oleh Covid-19. Kehadiran Covid-19 sebenarnya mengajar kita bahawa pengetahuan kita adalah amat terhad. Siapa sangka dalam menyambut kedatangan tahun 2020, kita digoncangkan dengan kehadiran virus yang tidak semena-mena meragut ratusan ribu nyawa di seluruh dunia. Kerdilnya kita sebenarnya di tangan Sang Pencipta. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, Universiti Oxford telah mewujudkan satu terma yang dipanggil TUNA, TUNA, Turbulence, Uncertainty, Novel, Ambiguous. Semasa krisis Covid-19, banyak kehidupan yang terjejas. Kehidupan individu, kehidupan keluarga, kehidupan pekerjaan dan kehidupan kenegaraan. Jadi tujuan sembang santai pada kali ini, siri kelima, adalah untuk membincangkan tentang kehidupan pekerjaan yang sebenarnya terjejas. Saya percaya ramai di antara kita yang terdiri daripada pekerja ataupun employee dan mungkin ada daripada kita yang merupakan employer juga. Sememangnya pengetahuan dan guidelines tentang tata cara kerja berubah dalam sekelip mata dan sukar untuk banyak pihak dalam menentukan sebuah keputusan terbaik dalam memastikan kesejahteraan semua. Jadi dengan rasa bersyukur dan bertuah, saya berpendapat dengan kehadiran speaker kita yang tidak asing lagi, Profesor Dr. Balakrishnan. Profesor Dr. Balakrishnan Parasuraman pada hari ini. Izinkan saya untuk to enlighten all of you the profile of Professor Dr. Bala, Prof. Bala that I used to call him. Prof. Bala is a Technical Committee Nation Consultative Wage Council Malaysia. He also member of International Employment Relations based in ILO Geneva. He has done research in industrial relation, IR, and HRM, and received grant from ILO, World Bank, Ministry of Human Resource, Korea Labour Foundation, Japan Labour Foundation, and others. And frequently invited, of course, this one all of you knows that Prof. Bala has been frequently invited by Esra Awani bernama RTM and to talk about industrial relations and labor issues. Okay, that is our first panel. And I would love to introduce to all of you our second panel as well. Panel kita yang kedua adalah Encik Syahril Nizam. Encik Syahril Nizam merupakan seorang pensyarah yang tidak asing lagi di Fakulti Keusahawanan dan Perniagaan UMK, merupakan pensyarah undang-undang dan baru menyiapkan PhD thesis beliau dalam bidang employment law and as well as social enterprise. Betul kan Cik Syahril?
Corporate law
and social enterprise. Alright. Okay, so before we head up our discussion today, saya nak minta untuk kita lihat video sebelumnya supaya kita dapat a little bit idea on the current situation in Malaysia. Okay, silakan.
quantifying the impact of COVID-19 on Malaysia's GDP remains quite challenging. This is mainly because the impact comes not only through the steps that the government takes to contain the virus within Malaysia, hence affecting retail, hospitality, so on and so forth, but also due to the evolving nature of the pandemic outside of Malaysia, which then has an impact on travel as well as supply chain. So it is a very convoluted and complex feedback mechanism. Our best guess is that at this moment, it looks like the multiple channels could then translate into a 1 to 2 percentage point reduction in Malaysia's growth this year. That would be uh, the overall impact we assess. Qualitatively, we think the impact will be rather large. What's more worrying is that we think the impact could also be more prolonged, at least compared to SARS. The main industries, of course, affected in this case are very likely to be the frontline industry, so to speak. And so that's going to impact travel, hospitality, retail, restaurants, hotels. These will take the first impact. Nevertheless, there will be follow through impact from manufacturing, services, as well as construction. And this is for manufacturing and all, I think a lot of the impact will come through first from the supply disruption, as we saw huge factory shutdowns in China, and now there's going to be rolling shutdowns in all over the world, including Europe and US. Beyond which, if it persistently affects and dampens consumer sentiments, it could also have a demand effect. So how long this lasts and how deep the impact will be, I think remains a moving target. And the best reference we have at this point is that SARS took about 2 quarters to clear up, and that was playing mostly through early part of 2003, and by May we saw a clear bottoming. That, however, was due to the fact that SARS seems to have been a so-called single impact. We saw the number of cases rising through the first quarter of 2003, and then it started peaking out in the second quarter. COVID-19, however, is somewhat different in the sense that we first saw the epicenter, Hubei, China, exploding, but it has since been a waves of infections going through the world. So we saw ex-China in Korea, then Italy, now outside of Italy in Europe and US as well. For that reason, the economic shocks are also coming in waves, and this is increasing, and the impact is, I think, widening and deepening as governments take harsher and more draconian steps on travel and lockdowns. So these economic ripples are expected to come through increasingly and with a greater lag. And really, in this situation, the ability of the government to sidestep and buffer remains somewhat limited, nevertheless very important. What can and should the government do? Knowing that a lot of the impact on the frontline industries is going to be difficult to mitigate, I think the most important thing that the government should do is to ensure that a cash flow crisis due to a sudden drop off and seizure in activity doesn't turn out to be a existential solvency crisis for businesses. So we don't want a liquidity crisis to turn into a solvency crisis, because that would have much longer lasting impact on employment, so on and so forth. So really, the government should be putting in place measures to make sure that businesses, especially SMEs as well as households, can get access to affordable loans and cash flow solutions during this difficult period, so that during the recovery, they're in a better position for the economy to pick up from there on.
Alright, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, the audience that I respected, welcome again on COVID-19 and its impact on industrial relation practice. That is the topic for our discussion today. Well, since the outbreak of novel coronavirus or COVID-19 in January 2020, major industries such as travel, hotel, F&B, retail and manufacturing businesses in the countries had felt that the commercial disruption caused by the outbreak. So the purpose of this session, Sembang Santai CD kelima ni, is to acknowledge a few issues regarding this matter. So since this is Sembang Santai, I think we can always, flip back to use English or to use Malay. And I think the audience is able to ask any questions at any time. But first of all, let me ask Prof. Bala, you know, Prof, would you enlighten us on the general overview of what had happened now actually? What is industrial relation and how it's related to economic development and economic too? I mean, in relation to COVID-19, the COVID-19 pandemic. Please, Prof.
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you to Dr. Nazro, my good friend, and also Nizam, another good friend also from Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University of Malaysia, Kelantan. Okay. Today, I think we are coming to the very difficult time. So first of all, I would like to say hello to everyone outside there, including my friends, my students, and also people who are really suffering outside. And then juga saya nak beritahu salam berpuasa lah kepada semua yang beragama Islam. Dalam bulan yang mulia ini, in the holy month, this one kita rasa we feel that this year the time we've gone through, I think we are actually much facing a lot of problems. So generally, what I'm saying that COVID-19, you look from the positive and the negative point of view. Basically, if you look at from the industrial relation perspective, if you see the positive side, where I think during the lockdown, MCO time, I think most of people stay home, especially who call employee, seorang pekerja. Semua pekerja lah, even the pengurusan pun, they say pekerja, they stay home with the family. So always we talk about family, work-life balance, the issue going on in the literature and so on. But today, that is actually answerable. You stay home, cook together. But in another side, if we look at the employees suffering due to this COVID-19. So COVID-19, actually, you look at it's a pandemic that nobody expecting. We don't know that this pandemic so fast spread out to the globally, to all of the world, and now everybody become one nation. We call it United Nations. I mean, one nation. We think about what will happen in the future. So, if you today our topic, we are very serious topic today. We're talking about industrial relation. I think many people maybe outside there. I need to define what about industrial relation. Actually, employer and employee relationship lah. So this relationship sometimes end up with a conflict or confrontation, or it can end up with a cooperative or harmonious. But eventually, we try our best to be a more harmonious relationship, especially from the employer and employee side lah. So generally, I think that we are facing this problem as a whole, and looking at from the perspective from the Professor Dunlop in 1958, he was come up with one framework we call what he call system theory. That theory, although academically discussed, validated, and also debated, but is relevant to the current situation. So 1958, Professor Dunlop was discussed the issue in his book, where anything on the relationship between employer and employees will be determined by many factors. He highlighted like economy factors, technological change, anything to make the relationship better or getting worse. So 30 years ago, you discussed that, and we went through many turbulence in this world. We have gone through the economic crisis in 1930s, and then the 80s, and then 90s, and Asian financial crisis, and later 2008 world crisis. So we are going through in a different pace. But when it comes to the COVID-19, you're giving a big answer for all of us. So the suffering is not only one side, including Prof. Dunlop was saying that the government play a role. Government become the third party. Today you can see the government, especially from Malaysian government, many people talking about the turmoil of the politics, but I believe that what this government immediately address the issue immediately. They come up with a certain policy that going to help our people as a nation. We are talking about nation. We're going to save our nation as a Malaysian. We love our country to be stabilized. Jadi sebuah ekonomi yang kukuh dalam masa pandemik dan juga selepas pandemik Covid-19. Jadi generally saya nampak banyak sektor-sektor hari ini telah you can see badly affected. I can see that tourism are very pity on the tourism side.
Exactly.
Our economy much also based on the tourism initiative that we done. Even look at our Kelantan, so beautiful place. I believe that too many tourists come to Kelantan. Whenever we in the airport, we can see people come from all over the world. Europe, Germany, Japan, and Korea. Suddenly everything stopped, and you just imagine what happened to the people in the tourism sector. I'm talking the back door, people in the back door. So, example, people in the bus driver, tourist operator, and people in the island, Pulau Perhentian. All these, I give you example how badly affected. So, and that particular time, Professor Dunlop, his theory actually timely and useful for the current where the government as a third party come and help these people. But of course, this thing will continue, and everybody re-look again. What kind of relationship you're going to see? What kind of industrial relation? We call the new paradigm shift. Maybe later we'll discuss about that. So generally, certain sectors badly affected, but certain sectors still keep on going. Like you look at the online business, like Lazada, Shopee, Food Panda, all these doing very well in the current situation. I think it's helpful to the people. But
what is your projections on these sectors actually? You did mention that on the hospitality sector is badly affected. So what is your projection? How long will it take, for them to badly hit? Is it a temporary thing? Is it will last for 2 years? Or what is your view, Prof, on this matter?
Okay. That point of the view, I can't say anything at the moment. We have to look the world scenario. Some countries still fighting for that, like US, United States of America still masih lagi berhadapan dengan COVID pandemic, masih lagi cari jalan how to solve the problem. And globally, we have to look at it globally. So some economists predicted it can be 2 years, something at 1 year. But that is a long term. But the short term, what we think now is how we want to save these people. So the government come up with a certain package, and the package I think it goes to the big amount of money goes to the micro and SME. So this micro also included tourism sector. So for that, I think we need to come up with a different strategy. This is how University Kelantan can help, from our expert to give an idea. Our role now actually as an academic, as a professor and researcher, we need to help our government, help our country to give certain strategy how to keep on going. Example, I always think that after COVID-19, post-COVID, probably domestic tourism must be enhanced because we got a lot of best product that we have.
Just put your idea on hold. Just put your idea on hold, Prof. That I would love to continue on that. But I need to ask Mr. Shahril Nizam. So, Encik Shahril, we have listened to Prof Bala just now, and it's very important to interject, straight away. I would love to know what is your view on employment law that affect on the specific matters as mentioned by Prof Bala just now. Would you mind to give us the overview on the employment law in the first place?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nazrul. Basically, from a legal perspective, we look the relationship between employee and employee is based on a contractual relationship. There is an agreement between employer and employee that is what we call as an employment contract. However, there are several legal statute or law to govern this kind of contract. We have a law providing for basic benefits, such as Employment Act 1955. Law establishing to maintain industrial relations, for example, we have trade union and Industrial Relations Act. Then we have a Social Security law, safety law for Occupational Safety and Health Act 1984 and the others. Regarding berkaitan tentang specific matters yang sebenarnya yang saya sebutkan tadi, saya percaya undang-undang yang ada sekarang ni, Employment Act, kita ada Industrial Relation Act ni semua, Akta Hubungan Industri, Employment atau kerja sebenarnya, saya rasa telah ada peruntukan-peruntukan yang untuk kita cover, untuk govern this kind of situation.
Is it substantial, the law yang ada sekarang ni, adakah boleh menampung masalah untuk menangani COVID-19 ni?
Okey, untuk ada sekarang ni kita melihat kepada undang-undang yang sedia ada, the existing law, that's for example kita ada Employment Act. Employment Act is very comprehensive. I believe that is very comprehensive statute to govern untuk govern pada apa-apa situasi di mana Employment Act ni telah menetapkan minimum benefit yang perlu diberi kepada employee. Begitu juga dengan Industrial Relation Act. Industrial Relation Act juga memperuntukkan tata cara bagaimana untuk menguruskan sekiranya berlaku sebarang pengurangan pekerja dan sebagainya.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I believe that it's still applicable, but at the same time, you know, in time like this, it's always some room for improvements, and these are where we are right now actually, because things happen so fast, terlalu cepat, so banyak keputusan yang kena buat, and then employer pun terpaksa buat banyak keputusan yang cumanya kita nak supaya keputusan tersebut tidak merugikan mana-mana pihak. Prof, as you mentioned just now on, you know, SMEs and micros, businesses are really badly affected. So in terms of industrial relation, we want to retain our good staff, yeah, Prof, dalam company ini. So how would you look on this matter, Prof?
Okay.
You mind to enlighten us?
Yes. As I said before to you, that factor badly affected is the SME and micro. That's why you see the second stimulus economy. The Prime Minister come up with a special package for all the SME and micro, because they comprise about more than 90% of the economy. And of course, our economy should be enhanced through the SME in terms of the whole economy. All right. So if you look at the industrial relation perspective at the moment, retrenchment actually is going on in the micro and small industry. But at the same time, you must remember that we have all the best staff that working in the workplace. And this pandemic is not the long-term pandemic. It's of course a long-term, we were going to restructure the economy long-term. But the pandemic, like say after certain time period, the government the release MCO or PKPB, and people go back to work. So during this time, I think the government come up with a certain package to help the SME micro to pay the salary. So the good stuff, we always remember good industrial relation practices. Actually, the good discussion, negotiation, consultation between these two parties. And you look at SME, of course. They cannot survive with the business, like I'm talking about certain sector, tourism, leisure industry, even the barber shop. All these industry really cannot move at all at the moment. So I think time for us to sit down and discuss. So one side, employer also suffering, the other side, employee also suffering. That's how the IR come in the middle of the road to bring these two parties sit down and discuss. So always we go back to the consensus between these two parties. We don't use our emotional to show how to protect the people. That's why today the HR managers they are facing a lot of challenges for them. Whether they want to keep the people or they want to retrench. To me, retrench comes to the last option now. So you keep this.
Prof. Well, in time like this, this, we need to make critical decisions. But from your point of view, what is the best, the critical decision that that employer need to make? Is it the best for the employee? Is the best for the health right now? Sebabnya kalaulah kita tak buang pekerja tersebut, kita membiarkan mereka bekerja dalam keadaan yang mungkin berbahaya, so the infection will be always still there. So is it towards the health, the best for the employer, I mean, the employer, or the current situation right now? So how we can
Okay.
make that decision, Prof?
Okay, so kita tahu kita ada SOP kan. Whenever government
Exactly.
come up with policy SOP, kita kena ikutlah seperti mana kita kena pakai mask, kita kena sanitizer, everything must follow the SOP. Kalau kita follow SOP, business economy baru dibuka, just open after one week, just beginning of this month they open. Before that, no, they don't open the certain economy. You have to see one time kita nak jaga kesihatan dan of course very important lah health issue lah. But the other issue, kita juga kena save ekonomi kita. Kita tak boleh biarkan dua-dua go one and another, kena jagalah. So saya rasa macam ni. You know, government dah bagi package kan. Okay, we all know the wages to pay for the certain group. Dia ada range dia lah, 75 people ke below, how much, 1,200, and dia ada 100 to 100 employees. Dia ada certain range, dia dah bagi, and the employer can claim, you know, that money to top up with the existing. Certain sectors you can close, certain cannot close lah, keep on go. Jadi sekarang ini saya rasa SOP itu sangat penting, social distance itu sangat penting. So kalau kita pergi kerja, make sure that everybody follow the SOP yang dikeluarkan oleh Kementerian Kesihatan, Ministry of the Health, and also same time kita juga follow Ministry of Dalam Negeri Internet FF. So kita kena follow SOP ni clearly, maka ekonomi kita akan jalan. Jadi kita sangat banggalah dengan kerajaan inisiatif Ministry of Health dan telah buat inisiatif ini dengan kerjasama dan akhirnya pekerja boleh kerja. Saya rasa kali ini baru ni ramai pekerja sudah pergi atau bekerja dan not say they're going to be retrenched later lah. But however, some people keep the employment back again. And of course the salary there's no time for demand the salary. Itu sebab saya bagi tahu trade union sebagai parti yang sangat penting dalam keadaan sekarang mesti kena faham keadaan employer. At the same time, employer kena faham juga keadaan employee. Jadi salary kita kena bayar, tapi kita tak boleh demand yang suatu demand yang lebih dari itulah dalam keadaan sekarang. Tetapi
so we need to have both understanding from both parties.
Yes, exactly.
From the employee and then from the employer as well. Alright,
yes,
so what you mentioned just now, I think it's more or less the same with the term introduced by I would say not by our Prime Minister, but it's been used a lot. The new normal working system. So what is the new normal working system from IR perspective? Besides, you mentioned just now on the social distancing, using the gloves, always sanitize yourself. So is there any new normal working system?
Okay. Saya rasa macam ni. Certain sectors akan hilang lah dalam radar ni. Okay. Itu kita kena faham sebab I think Dr. Nazrul pernah tahu kita pernah cakap 4.0 IR. I think
exactly.
We discussed about the issue for few years back and nobody sit down and understand and think what happened. But today you look during the Covid-19, 4.0 IR akan take over. Jadi there will be different type of relationship, you know. Like example now we are talking, you know, we are working actually working from home. But how we working? We don't have any touching, but we are talking like that. But the economy still continue. Our business dalam education continue. We are working. We are still providing the knowledge to the student, to the public, to the industry, and so on. So business keep on going, but the system will be changed. So today, because COVID-19 telah open up a new employment relation, you know, where there might be relationship cannot be like physical relationship, you know. Like example meeting can be happen anywhere now. I think COVID-19 sudah bagi kita meeting can go online meeting and people like prefer to work from home. So all these impact. But however, Encik Nizam kena bagi tahu kita how to protect under the law. That's a key question now because pandemic kita ada law, kita ada pandemic disease pandemic law, tapi kita tidak revise the current labor law, Employment Act, Sabah Ordinary Labor Law, Sarawak Ordinary Labor Law, kita tak revise kepada pandemic ini. Dan I believe this pandemic will come in different ways in the future. Kita jangan tunggu untuk masa akan datang. We have to act from now. So what I'm telling now, Ministry of Human Resources, MEF, MTUC, NGO, even academician should be sit down and discuss, provide a new way of employment relation in the future. Kalau kita tak buat sekarang ini, there will be more disaster will come in the future, how to handle the things. So we need to discuss from now. We don't wait tomorrow. So to me, the new normal working system is actually not only social distance, not only, tetapi kita COVID-19 telah bagi kita kena berhati-hati. We have to be very careful what we're doing. And the end of the day, even I kata 4.0 IR, maybe the IT can take over. Look at the now. Most of the social sciences punya like in academic maybe won't exist anymore in the future because people can study through online and so on. But that is no question. Kita tak boleh lay off people. Kita kena cari jalan-jalan yang lain. We keep people to working, but we have high economy. How to generate economy through all these people. So we have to teach people. So now time to us to teach people on the skill base, no more like traditional job. So employer must must sit down and think about what to do, and the government must provide the assistance, and the employee must think the mindset now. So I believe that many jobs will taken by the foreign laborers can time for locals to take over, but with condition must be high skilled people. We teach them basic skill and everything lah. So saya rasa labor law kita ni tak ke fleksibel itu. So I think kita lebih panduan, lebih guideline to employer dan employee, macam manakah labor law kita boleh hadapi pandemik ini. Ini baru COVID-19. Kita tak tahu apa pandemic will come. Maybe the worst economy will come later. But do you want to lay off people? Cannot. We need to keep our people peacefully, harmonious, and Malaysian to be respected. To me is our people still stay in the workplace, jangan lay off diorang, tetapi kerja tu kena tukar balik.
Exactly. Maybe Cik Syahrir would like to add, a point or two on that reaction to Prof. Bala just now.
Yes, I agree.
On the new paradigm shift here.
Yeah. I agree with Prof. Bala. Now the issue is bila kita tengok the existing legal framework for employment law, as for example Employment Act, we have Industrial Relation Act, we have OSHA Act. Kita melihat undang-undang ini memperuntukkan kepada perlindungan asas kepada majikan dan pekerja. Sebagai contoh, kita melihat Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994 memperuntukkan Seksyen 15 memperuntukkan tanggungjawab majikan untuk menyediakan satu persekitaran yang kondusif dan selamat pada pekerja. Itu yang pertama. Dan kita melihat pula yang kedua, Seksyen 24 Subsection 1 akta yang sama juga memperuntukkan kewajipan pekerja itu sendiri untuk menjadikan persekitaran yang selamat di tempat kerja. Now, Seksyen 15 dan Seksyen 24 OSHA ni memperuntukkan satu peruntukan yang bagi saya yang minimum, yang asas untuk persekitaran yang selamat bagi pekerja. Dan apabila kita berhadapan dengan COVID-19 ini dan telah menukar, seperti kata Prof, dia telah menukar kepada sistem yang baru. Jadi contohnya bekerja dari rumah. Bila bekerja dari rumah, saya juga melihat peruntukan sedia ada ini juga tidak cukup untuk melindungi pekerja yang bekerja dari rumah. Sebagai contoh, kalau kita tengok Seksyen 15 ini, duty of care, tanggungjawab untuk menyediakan persekitaran selamat itu adalah kepada majikan. Nah, isunya apabila bekerja dari rumah, adakah tanggungjawab itu terlepas? Jadi saya rasa satu pindaan ataupun guideline yang jelas perlu dibuat oleh kementerian berkenaan berkaitan tentang isu bekerja dari rumah ini. Sebab kita melihat dia memberi implikasi yang berbeza ya. Sebab bila kita duty of care, kalau di pejabat sebagai contoh, bila di pejabat, kalau pekerja yang bekerja di pejabat mengalami kemalangan, so kita melihat pekerja itu boleh mengambil tindakan kepada majikan dia sebab kegagalan menyediakan satu persekitaran yang selamat. Okey, tetapi kalau bekerja di rumah, adakah liability itu, adakah tanggungjawab itu terlepas? Itu ya persoalan yang sering timbul. Yang keduanya kita tengok tentang security, cyber security. Bagaimana kita nak menyelamatkan maklumat penting syarikat jika kerja di rumah. Saya rasa satu guideline buat untuk menghadapi kemudian hari berkaitan macam mana norma-norma baru ni kita dapat dijalankan selari dengan undang-undang. Kita tak nak nanti kalau ada apa isu perundangan yang timbul di kalangan majikan dan pekerja dibawa ke mahkamah, dia tak ada penyelesaiannya disebabkan tiada bentukan undang-undang yang jelas. Itu yang saya boleh bagi komen untuk apa yang untuk respon daripada perubahan tadi.
Alright, Cik Syahril, I have some question from the audience actually asking about flexible working arrangement. Do you have any comment? Would you mind to mention about that actually? Flexible working arrangement has been imposed in 2014 but aborted in 2016. So kenapa it's failed in Malaysia, FWAs?
Okey, untuk respon kepada flexible working arrangement ni, mungkin saya rasa pertamanya kita tengok apa peruntukan asas dalam Akta Kerja 19 Akta Kerja. Memperuntukkan berapa minimum hour yang perlu dilakukan oleh pekerja itu sendiri. Untuk flexible untuk di sektor tidak masalah sangat sebab saya dah dapati ada beberapa jabatan kerajaan telah menjalankan flexible working hours ini. Cuma mungkin di peringkat swasta mungkin untuk inline dengan akta itu sendiri ataupun inline dengan how the company going to monitor staff itu sendiri menjadi satu permasalahan untuk private sector. Itu yang saya nampak ya. Mungkin macam saya katakan tadi duty of care. Mungkin private sector tidak mahu mengambil satu risiko untuk memberi peluang kepada pekerja-pekerjanya untuk buat bekerja dari rumah. Mungkin itu salah satu punca kenapa flexible working hours ini kita tak dapat jalankan mostly dalam private sector.
Alright, okay, Prof Bala, still question from the audience as well. I think I asked you just now, but is it saving the company or is it saving the employees actually? Saving the companies or employees? A business is not a charity, said. By having low or no income during this period, it may be unrealistic to expect an employer to sustain its employee. Yeah. Please.
Okay. This is what we said, industrial relation very important. That's why we are discussing this issue. I keep on telling why IR is very important. Yes, it's true. That's why we have to consider these two main element dalam employment relation ataupun industrial relation adalah employer and employee. These two people actually working hand by hand lah. Very interrelated, these two. Of course, I told you just now, small industry, that I think the question comes from that. Of course, they cannot keep on do the business. But I think with the government package yang government dah bagi stimulus tu, if we can use that one to make your company survive for temporarily lah. Or maybe this is my personal opinion lah. Maybe can discuss with the employee, to come up with a certain solution. Let's say give them some job ataupun we have to come up with whether they can stay home, can work from home or whatever lah. But the income not necessarily they have to pay as ini, but they can always do discussion lah. Tapi kalau kita sudah undang-undang, later I can Dr. Nazrul boleh tanya soalan nanti pasal gaji minimum lah later on lah. Of course we cannot tolerate that because this is under law. But I'm talking micro industry, time for them to think differently lah. Example, I give one example lah, macam menjual makanan kan. A lot of people I think tak boleh jual lah during the time MCO time in the early weeks macam March dengan April lah. Tetapi I bagi cadangan, mungkin dia ada contact like Food Panda lah, they have contact with their customer, regular customer. They can WhatsApp them, they can cook the food and they can supply from home lah. I think I nampak berapa orang buat begitu. Orang tak jual dekat tepi jalan, but they do like this. So they have to keep the income lah on that particular time lah. So bagi saya, big company no problem. SME pun ada SME ya. boleh, tapi cuma kita kena balancekan dengan sebab kerana the good stuff always very difficult to find. They must understand. If you
So
have
need to be creative and thinking outside the box, yeah, Prof. Need to be creative and thinking outside the box, yeah.
Yes. So kita sekarang ni employer must think creatively on the business. At the same time employee must change. So macam ni tau, dalam hubungan industri yang harmoni employee mesti feel sense of belonging. Like katakan macam sekarang kita di UMK, kita berkena kita masih bertahan. Kita kerja juga kan. Kita masih lagi contact our student, kita masih lagi bagi online teaching. Sebab apa? Kita punya sense of belonging kepada organisasi kerana kita dapat salary. Dan salary tu kita kena bayar. Dalam Islam pun cakap kan, apa yang kita buat ni kita kena bagi balik kita dapat gaji ke upah ke apa tu, kena pulangkan balik kepada siapa kita buat. So if the business cannot run like traditionally like this, they have to come up with the different ways lah. But at the same time employee pun kena faham lah macam mana kita nak address to the ni. Jadi kita di sini hubungan ini kita kena control our emotional stability, very important. And at the same time think to collaborate with the other companies. Example probably kita sekarang dalam keadaan company A ni memang tak boleh survive. Tapi the similar business tu dibuat oleh company B, jadi kalau boleh kolaborasi itu, networking sangat penting antara company-company kecil ini. Then you form some alliance and then you keep these people. Then saya pernah buat kajian dulu lah. Kajian akademik saya pernah buat dulu. Saya pernah nampak itu yang berlaku masa Asian economic crisis lah. They alliance with the 2-3 companies and then they make people to survive like that. So itu pandangan saya lah, Dr. Nazrul.
Alright, okay. The next issue is quite sensitive, and I think we'll get a lot of reaction from our audience. But I need to ask Cik Syariah first. Okay. How do you look at migrant workers in Malaysia now in relation to Employment Act based on our current situations?
Okay. Kita melihat nowadays we look at migrant workers play important role in our economic development. Kita melihat bagaimana migrant worker ni telah starting from kita melihat pada domestic worker dan melihat kepada sektor pembinaan dan sebagainya, dan kita melihat bagaimana migrant worker ni telah bertambah saban tahun. Now isunya sekarang dalam kita bagaimana migrant worker ni kalau prinsip dalam kerangka perundangan Akta Kerja itu sendiri, kita telah include termasukkan hak-hak migrant worker itu sendiri. Tetapi isu keselamatan sebagai contoh dalam COVID baru ini, kita melihat bagaimana ataupun isu social security sebagai contoh. Kita nak bagaimana kerajaan untuk mencadangkan supaya migrant worker ni gaji daripada pekerja asing juga dipotong untuk social security. Semua cadangan-cadangan ini memerlukan pindaan pada akta berkaitan supaya ia membolehkan hak-hak pekerja asing ini dilindungi. Itu yang pertama. Yang keduanya, kita melihat kepada berkaitan dengan COVID juga, bagaimana kita nak mengawal migrant workers sebagai contoh yang paling dihadapi oleh kerajaan sekarang. Itu adalah isu-isu yang saya rasa agak kritikal yang perlu ditangani oleh kerajaan supaya kita dapat mengawal dalam masa yang sama, kita boleh meimbangi antara kepentingan kesihatan dan kepentingan ekonomi itu sendiri. Dan keduanya
Syariah,
yes.
So do you think because of COVID-19, can we take this platform to strengthen the foreign workers policy or to send them back for those who are undocumented? Is it the right thing to do, or on the maybe humanitarian issues is not right? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. This is maybe it's the best platform for the government to take a legal action against an illegal migrant worker. I call it illegal migrant workers. For those yang undocumented document, we can send back to their home country. Now the issue, apabila kita menghantar, adakah dengan menghantar mereka ke negara asal akan memberi kesan atau tidak kepada ekonomi? Kita tengok bagaimana, kita tengok macam mana isu di pasar borong Selayang sebagai contoh. Ya, kita tengok beberapa hari ini media telah memaparkan bahawa kurangnya permintaan, malah ada yang lari pun setelah daripada pekerja-pekerja tempatan bekerja hanya 3 hari di pasar borong Selayang dan tak boleh tahan dengan keadaan di situ. Kelompongan inilah sebenarnya diisi oleh broker.
Exactly. Alright.
Adakah bersedia? Itu persoalan mungkin daripada memberi kesan kepada ekonomi kita.
Alright. So hold on your thought right now. I would like to ask Prof Bala, what is your response to that, Prof, in terms of IR perspective?
Okay.
We are talking about the foreign workers and at the same time undocumented foreign workers, the illegal one.
Okay, seperti mana tadi Dr. Nazrul cakap, isu ni sensitif lah, betul lah sensitif.
Exactly,
Apapun we have to solve this problem. Okay, coming back to the foreign labours, this issue I think not a new issue. I think we discussed about 10-15 years ago. We keep on discuss about how to reduce the foreign labour, especially the low-skilled people, and to increase the local to go in the labour market. So the issue is a non-stop issue. We keep on discuss, and then at the same time, we also sometimes forgot to discuss undocumented, labour employees coming to our country now. So that's a big issue. So I think COVID-19 already giving us a big impact when they do the saringan. When the government come up with the saringan, because COVID doesn't matter, it attack anyone, because COVID-19 is actually for everyone. Doesn't matter whether you're local or foreign or documented, undocumented, doesn't matter. It's already COVID is COVID lah, so we have to solve this problem lah, because it will affect our life, people life. So the government that, I think that's a time. I think they go look for I think it's not easy to solve that problem, because they have to pay for the cost. They have to responsible for the cost of the saringan and so on. Okay, so to me like this, these foreign labours, I think with the COVID-19, we have to come up with a immediate and strategy to solve this problem. All right. To me now, why not now? COVID-19 open up a door for us to bring our locals to actually locals ramai sudah juga akan kehilangan kerja lah. Dan kita belum dapat lagi statistik yang sebenar, tapi saya rasa ramai locals pun akan hilang, terutama sekali yang low skill punya job lah. So now the time for employer to think to take them into the employment. Example I see, I can see a certain industry like manufacturing. So they time for them to take up our foreign, reduce foreign labours, and then take the locals to go to the need. And then kedua, policy kita must be very clear, because policy kita ni kadang-kadang setiap ministry masing-masing terlibat dalam foreign labours ni. So bagi saya daripada kajian-kajian kalau kita buat dalam akademik dan sebagainya, kita dah tengok dan meneliti kajian ni, nampak ada tidak kesinambungan antara satu agensi ke agensi lain. So why not we come up with a national blueprint? Mungkin kita ada sekarang national blueprint, strengthen the national blueprint, bringing all the major parties, example MTUC, MEF, Ministry of Human Resources, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and legal department and so on. Everybody sit down and think how to attract our people to go in. You look at the graduates, dianggarkan lebih kurang 500,000 graduan juga di luar sedang bekerja, dan mereka juga akan masuk low skill job already masuk. Now all graduate also taking up the minimum wage salary 1,200 and 1,100. That means what? We train them to be a manager, good executive, good leader to run our business, and now they're going back to the lower skill people. So I think there's a dilemma now. So basically for foreign labours kita dapat kurangkan, and then to manage foreign labour very expensive, rather than you manage the locals. So, but there are a lot of connotations say that locals malas lah itulah. Itu semua, itu semua belum lagi kita rasa dibuktikan lah. Memang betul lah mereka duduk dekat Malaysia, of course dia nak balik kampung semuanya, tapi kita kena come out, saya kata employer must very creative enough to bring down on the board. Kalau kita employer kreatif and make our IR play a role, sebab IR ini perlu diletakkan di dalam hubungan ini. Bila people happy, itulah role industrial relation. Bila kita harmoniskan keadaan itu, maka employee feel happy and they work day and night. Day and night. I think I can see the Malaysian workers, they have this attitude lah, very loyal, regardless anyone, because we taught by the religion. Religion teaches how to be a good person. Everybody go to church, go to mosques, go to temple, and everybody teach everything good thing. So I think our people will get the salary, not just for themselves, but of course give back to the need. Jadi kita kena break this, break through this one. Yeah. And bring this like this one, Encik Nizam was highlighting Selayang, di mana didapati sekarang ni local take over lah. Bukan berarti kita tidak perlukan langsung foreign workers. Certain sektor kita perlukan juga, bukan tak perlukan. Tapi kita tengok sektor by sektor. Macam hotel industry. Saya rasa hotel industry, why not kita automatic laser, hospitality industry, why not kita masuk yang local dalam industri itu? Apa salahnya kan? And then lain-lain industri lah yang kata yang Malaysia boleh masuk. Seperti construction, okay, mungkin kita nak rely dengan ini. Tapi dokumentkan mereka. Sebab bila berlaku apa-apa isu, that's how Encik Nizam play a role. Sebab law must be protect everyone. Universal law.
Exactly. Yes.
I always say that everybody protected, doesn't matter, because these people also come from other country and work there. Kita tak boleh biarkan mereka suffer dekat sini tau. Kita kena jaga mereka. Tetapi bagi saya sekarang, time Covid-19 ni memberi impact besar kepada kita. Why not kita tengok kita punya workers sekarang. Macam mana, apa talent ada pada mereka. Macam mana Jabatan Kemahiran Malaysia boleh gunakan program kemahiran yang beratus-ratus ada tu, gunakan semula. Contohnya kita tengok Korean workers, kita balik Australia. I think Dr. Nazrul pernah belajar di Australia, Dr.
Exactly.
Dr. pernah nampak tak? All the lower skill people high pay. Like tiles, mereka yang buat tiles high pay. Mereka yang pergi repair house electrical ke apakah high pay. Kenapa tak trend tu bawa ke sini? Kita love our Malaysian. Our Malaysian again saya beritahu, mereka ni memang doktor bekerja kuat, everybody kerja kuat. We are in the one big family tau. But if we can utilize all these talented people in the one policy yang kita betul-betul tackle ini, should be solve the problem. Jadi yang tak ada dokumen, kita dokumenkan mereka. Jadi post COVID ini akan bantu dokumenkan. I think Encik Nizam dengan saya.
Any comment, Encik Nizam? Any comments, Encik Nizam, on that? Any comments on that, Encik Nizam?
Yes, I agree with Prof Bala that how the kesan konvik akan membantu instead of kita menghantar balik pekerja-pekerja asing tanpa membantu mereka untuk dokumentkan, untuk legalizekan mereka dalam perundangan Malaysia. Saya rasa itu lebih baik daripada kita untuk kita membantu mereka untuk legalizekan dokumen untuk jadikan mereka sebagai illegal migrant worker instead of illegal migrant worker. Because kita melihat mereka memberikan peranan penting dalam sektor ekonomi negara kita sekarang ni.
Exactly. Alright. Okay. So another issue for Prof Bala actually. Prof, do you think we need think about time to implement the productivity wage link system (PLWS) as guideline to all industries, including SMEs and micro businesses? Because I think Ministry of Human Resource and Malaysian Productivity Council, MPC, have already set the task force and clear guidelines. Would you comment on that, Prof?
Right. Yes. I think PLWS telah diinisiatif by Kementerian Sumber Manusia, Ministry of Human Resource under Labour Industrial Relations Department lah, with the collaboration with the MPC. So they come with this guideline. Okay, at the moment it's just guideline. It's not any enforcement. There's no like ordinance ke, tak ada. And at the same time, we know that we already introduced minimum wage for last 10 years lah. We start introduced in 2012. Start discuss the policy on 2011, and we're already almost 10 years now. So minimum wage is just minimum. In order to go next level, let's say I'm the employee, I'll be the SPM or PMR, whatever grade I enter, I will get 1,200. It's quite high also lah. The amount that we receive. I'm talking about the lower skill. But do you think I'm going to stay there with 1,200 another 10 years? Of course no. Am I right? Of course no. So yes. What are the measurement you have to use in order to them to go out? I see many managers, estate managers, from my discussion with the many estate managers, they are actually come from SPM level, or they come from the PMR or something. But today they're manager, they're earning about 10K, more than that. But how they move the ladder from one to another ladder, because they have clear cut on the productivity link based system. So now time for us, for the employer especially, you have to put some kind of ladder to them to every year they move on, They don't stay 1,200, maybe they can go up to the level. And in this context, education play an important role. How the productivity going up? If the productivity going up, of course, the employer enjoy the profit and so on, and then his responsibility and a payback to the employees. How to pay back employees? So you have to keep the talent. From there, you know who's working very hard, who's not working very hard. Otherwise, these people just go to work. A law already protect me. Minimum wage order protect me 1,200. I can stay. Why I need to work? That's not a question. That's why industrial relation come and plays a role. Why plays a role? Industrial harmony. So I believe that PLWS already circulated. Already we know a few case studies. Last year I was involved in the to choose the best PLWS company. I was surprisingly to see small micro and SME. Wow, they come up with this measurement. Although they are small industry, but they put a lot of effort on the PWS, and they already participated. And we saw the initiative they make. I think maybe this year they can win the medal, won the anugerah PWS terbaik. Jadi what I can see that there as PWS ini ada komponen utama, gaji itu komponen utama, ada komponen variable berubah lah. Contohnya, maybe they can put the productivity as a measurement. I know that trade union won't happy on this, but of course, at the same time, we have to think that in the crisis now, what is important now? Crisis is actually important. We have to improve of the economy. We have to improve our employers' punya capacity to survive. Sustainability very important. The same time, of course, our employee also gain a certain amount of the money to make their life survive and their family survive. And we don't want they lay off people and suddenly people go without job. And what happened to the family? What happened to they will create a lot social problem. Social problem will be emotionally undisturbed, and all this will come. So as a good employer, as a good employee, they have to work as in the family. You see, when family relationship, husband and wife, when husband and wife they're critical now, they are in the home now. What to do? They have to discuss how to sustain our family, what kind of food we're going to buy. We have to reduce all kind of costs. So the same thing also in the company, we start reducing certain costs, and at the same time, we will put some measurement for the employees so that they have a clear cut for next 5 years where they want to go. So if you put like this, that particular employee will stay in that particular company. So
exactly,
win-win situation lah. Okay? I win, you also win. You make a high profit, I pay back to my own people, and my own people will work very, very hard to make sure. Example I give to you, like hotel, the frontliner, those people in the hotel line, they're sitting in front, customer service. If you don't smile, you don't talk to nicely to them, surely people won't come back. I see many hotels or people in front line will attract the go again. And then I see some hotels very creative, they're giving special to they look at your background first, like Dr. Nazrul, maybe me, see you have background on the academy, you always come to the hotel. Or we make sure we send some card, greeting card and so on. Whenever you go there, serve drinks. All these small matter, but the front line. I saw one of the big hotel. I don't mention the name of hotel. It's a big 5-star hotel. The staff make the customer very upset, and this customer is a high-profile people, and this customer just asked something help from this people working in the front line. The customer, she doesn't respond to this customer who is a high-profile, and he was very angry, and he said, "I won't come back to this hotel." And immediately I told the manager, I called the manager, even though I'm the customer, I told manager, can you help this employee to be a better person? So they should send these people to training. We cannot blame them because there's some of them come from rural area coming to the city. We cannot blame the employee. We need to train them.
Exactly.
We have to expose them first. How to talk to the customer, how to discuss. Daddy, you protect your business. People will come again. That is a clear example now. So PLWS time for now, Ministry of Human Resource, bring this matter seriously, talk to the MEF, MTC, and bring, maybe can be a national guideline or maybe an ordinance act, I'm not sure, put there so that people know what they're doing in the workplace life, especially post-COVID-19. And then you manage to save our company.
All right, okay. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, our respected audience today, it seems like time is really envy on us. How time flies so fast. Actually, it's been an hour, and I'm sure we are already hit up with the discussion. I've seen some of us already through some questions. Inshallah, we'll try to provide the answers to all your doubts. But for now, I would like to continue and increase the heat of our discussion. Questions I will ask later at the end of our sessions. So, Prof, I'm sure all of the audience would love if you could elaborate on this actually. Well, the government has recently come out with the economic stimulus package to SMEs. So what is your comments on wage subsidiary and other IR packages? Is there any personal advice from you, Prof?
Oh, okay. That's why when the first economic stimulus, there are a lot of voices come from the bottom level, especially from SME. They said why we don't have any help from the government. And as you know that our government just formed, just a few weeks later we faced this MCO, and we have to. So the government had to sit down and have to collaborate with the other ministry and everybody. It's not easy to do that. But we thank God. We thank God with the current government, our Prime Minister, with discussion with various parties, we come up with this package especially for SME and micro, because you see, there are two challenges we face under the law. Okay, under the law, minimum wage order already in place. You have to pay. All right. If you don't pay, then you are actually by law. By law, you are already will be charged on you if you don't pay. But at the same time, employer cannot run the business. The business already closed down. So this is how the package helped them come up with the wage subsidy. Okay, wage subsidy already introduced many countries like Singapore, even in UK and US. This country already introduced. Okay, meaning wage subsidy means, let's say top up. The industry keep on going. Some industry, I think, business still on during the MCO time with the what they very clear SOP and so on. So what the government come out is the stimulus. Okay, all right, you continue your business. We come up with a certain wage we subsidize your wages. Example, you have to pay, let's say 1,200. We subsidize for you 500. Example, by 75 employees lower than that, below that, we pay full. They pay 1,200, so you can claim. But the problem is many sometimes they're not registered, unregistered. We're talking about undocumented employees. We're also talking about unregistration of the companies. So there are certain criteria they have to fulfill, like you must have SOCSO or EPF or whatever things. Then only the package will be useful for them. That will be many industry affected by this, because maybe before COVID-19, we don't realize that, we don't register our company. But time for us, that's why I say COVID sometimes is giving a positive way of thinking now. So all the micro industry, I want them to go and register yourself. So coming back to the best subsidiary. So 3 months, government try to help them to give top up. We call top up lah. So after 3 months, you can see now many sectors already open up already. So many sectors open up. Okay, the industry run as usual. You can see like car wash open up already. You can see the supermarket always open up already. The other industry, you can see car accessories. All this already open up. Small, all open up already. So laundry also open up already. So I think now the time is actually how to keep these people to survive in that. That's what we call subsidiary lah. So I believe that this stimulus package that the government gave must be reached to the people. Don't have any hanky-panky in between. That's a danger now. I give money 10 ringgit, let's say Dr. Nazrul. And Dr. Nazrul, I say, Dr. Nazrul, can you pass this money to the nasi lemak makcik there? Then Nazrul said, yes bro, I pass. But when Dr. Nazrul, I give example ini just untuk ini ya. Tiba-tiba hantar 7 ringgit saja, 3 ringgit dah masuk. Dan itu tak boleh. Dalam agama kita pun tak boleh benarkan. Dalam bulan puasa kita benarkan. Jadi kalau kerajaan dengan niatnya baik telah bagi duit itu sampai kepada pekerja. Tapi saya difahamkan banyak keluhan-keluhan daripada bawah tu berlaku, dari trade union ke daripada ini mengatakan mereka tak belum terima duit itu lagi lah, adalah. Jadi secara ikhlas ikhlas tu datang daripada hati kita lah, nurani ya. Saya pernah dengar satu talk dalam sembang-sembang COVID ni di UMK, ada seorang owner, dia run the Islamic based company ya. Dia cakap pasal hati lah. I like the word. I really touched by the hati lah. Hati kita mesti murni lah kita. Jadi bila kerajaan telah come out this stimulus dan employer sudah claim duit itu, tolong bagi kepada pekerja. Jangan kita ambil dalam kesusahan orang lah. So ini kita panggil win-win situation. Ini yang Prof. Dunlop mengatakan dalam teori beliau tu ialah kerajaan jadi parti tertengah tau. Dia akan leraikan hubungan yang tak harmoni ini. Kalau kerajaan tak masuk campur tangan dengan stimulus tu, saya rasa memang berat itu. Satu lagi Dr. Nazrul, I think you understand that moratorium bank negara telah buat memberi kemudahan kepada setiap pekerja ataupun dipanggil seorang manusia yang bekerja dengan ni, mereka dapat moratorium 6 months. Itu memang saya bagi tahu banyak membantu seorang pekerja yang hilang bekerja dalam masa terdekat ini ataupun jadi moratorium ini dia bagi 6 bulan untuk menyelesaikan masalah yang jangka pendek. Tetapi saya rasa itu satu inisiatif sangat baiklah. Walaupun loan kita bayar, I know kita bayar loan, tapi loan tu di stop untuk 6 bulan lah. Itu satu lagi. Jadi inisiatif ini kerajaan sentiasa pantau. Jadi saya sangat-sangat mikirkan atau menitik beratkan. I really emphasize that the money given by the government must go to the people who are badly affected. Sebab kalau tak sampai, apa jadi pada mereka? Jadi benda ini akan lagi bring the disharmony among the employer and employee later on. So it's not good, okay? And the people will understand. I understand what is I'm facing the condition. So saya rasa mikro dengan SME kena selamatkan kerana kita punya ekonomi based on the micro. Kelantan 80% adalah micro and SME. Betul doktor?
Ya. Betul.
Jadi doktor pernah ingat lagi tak kita dulu ada satu banjir yang besar 2015. Saya ada doktor semua ada, Nizam semua ada Macam mana Kelantan boleh come out immediately, survive. I nampak my own eyes tau. I salah seorang duduk dekat waktu tu banjir tu, saya nampak wah begitu besar banjir. It's actually disaster. Nanti lebih teruk dari Covid-19 tau. Kita hampir hilang tau, nyawa kita tau, saya nampak banjir datang. Tetapi cuba tengok dalam masa berapa minggu saja orang-orang Kelantan waktu tu mereka hidup dalam kesusahan. Tidak ada jalan raya yang baik, tidak ada. Sebab tu saya minta kerajaan sekarang yang baru ni tolong buat jalan raya highway untuk orang-orang Kelantan. Kita mesti kena prihatin orang Kelantan. Buat jalan raya baik-baik, buka banyak restoran dekat jalan highway, kami akan bayar tol, don't worry. Internet kena ada. Sekarang internet Unify pun tak ada. Doktor, macam mana doktor kita nak buat? Jadi kita sangat gembira kerajaan negeri ini boleh bincang dengan persekutuan, kita buat. Jadi macam mana bisnes boleh cover? Same thing also. They work very very hard. They never lay off people, at that moment. Semua industri balik semula. I think doktor masih tu ada semua balik semula. Jadi sekarang kita tengok whole Malaysia. Jadi kita ambil iktibar daripada banjir yang 2014 tu, kita boleh gunakan dalam Covid-19, jadikan contoh model kepada SME lagi. Itu doktor.
Prof, I see from Mr. Nizam's eyes actually he quite excited. And maybe Mr. Nizam, would you love to add, anything from the takes from Prof. Bala just now? Ada nak tambah apa-apa, Cik Nizam?
Yes. Begini, saya berpendapat insentif yang diberikan oleh kerajaan itu adalah salah satu how the government step in between the relationship between these two parties, employer and employee contractor relationship. How the government step in to reduce suhu antara kedua-dua pihak ini. Dan kita tengok dalam era pandemik COVID ni, majikan beri kesukaran untuk menjanakan pendapatan dan somehow they have to terminate pekerja-pekerja. Dan government saya rasa satu inisiatif yang bagus dengan menawarkan insentif berikut untuk mengurangkan suhu. Jadi lihat begini di dalam dalam undang-undang kita untuk retrench, untuk menamatkan terminate employees ni, we call as retrenchment, burden of proof, beban bukti adalah kepada majikan itu sendiri untuk membuktikan bahawa jika tidak mampu, they have to terminate employees. Dengan adanya insentif-insentif yang diberikan oleh kerajaan ini, dia akan melambatkan proses retrenchment itu. Kerana majikan perlu membuktikan bahawa insentif itu masih tidak mampu untuk mereka, membantu mereka untuk bertahan. Dan saya rasa itu adalah satu insentif yang kerajaan bagi satu bentuk langkah yang baik untuk melambatkan mungkin atau menyelamatkan industri ataupun syarikat untuk daripada memberhentikan pekerja.
Alright, that's good. Okay, Prof, we return back to Prof. Bala. Prof, I'm still not, we've discussed on the minimum wage just now, but I'm still not quite there. I would love to hear more on the minimum wage. Would you elaborate more, Prof, on the minimum wage? What is your opinion on that?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nazrul. I think pasal gaji minimum ni, kita dah bincang dah berapa tahun yang lalu lah. Many years back kita bincang pasal gaji minimum. Banyak negara sudah buat gaji minimum actually. A lot of country already started enacted minimum wage order. But Malaysia timely a bit late, but we already on the already have an order now lah. Right. So what I'm trying to say that in year 2012 kita dah introduce the order, minimum wage order. We come up with 900 and 800 lah at that time lah. Okay, today you look at the today amount for selected cities. All the cities, there are a few cities selected in the whole Malaysia, 1,200, and the rest of the rest of the place we are paying about 1,100. So we still never come up with the one Malaysia one rate lah, one rate to only we got different two rate now. So the government already put the place on this order. Okay, so nobody expecting that COVID-19 will come lah. Nobody expecting, nobody knows that COVID already now. And now the problem is actually whether you like it or not, you have to pay lah that amount that what they call under the order, minimum wage order. But the key question now is asking by the people outside there, especially micro and SME. The big company, of course, they already start paying already. Only they are struggling to pay more lah. But the SME and the micro, of course, they are struggling to pay the minimum wage. So again, I said that's why some company they have to close down lah. No choice. Especially people under 5 employees below, they have no choice. They are stopped. They're like car wash money. I don't know whether they can continue now. But any companies under the order, they have to pay that amount they need. But to me is with the wage subsidy can save this company lah. They mean they top up lah, whatever the amount they pay. But other than that, I think other than that like allowances, whatever paid before COVID-19 or before MCO, whatever. They should discuss, sit down and discuss with if there's a union, discuss with the union. The union discuss with the employees lah. Saya ambil satu case study yang saya pernah buat waktu dulu Dr. Nazrul, masa saya buat kajian PhD, dan waktu tu Asian Crisis lah. Dalam kajian saya ada 3 syarikat lah. Ini real case study bukan case study yang saya buat prediction, bukan prediction, ini memang saya buat kualitatif. Jadi ada 3 syarikat itu, satu sudah close down, completely close down, and I know that they close down. In my finding that after research done, I said this company closed down because di situ tidak ada negotiation. So Asian crisis hit the company, hit all company. That company closed down, 200 employees lay off their job, and now no more. Where they want to go, I'm not sure. But they're all highly skillful people because they are working in the car industry, making the car. It's one of the big companies. And then they transferred the plant to Thailand. Now Thailand making the similar car that we did in there lah. So we don't know what happened to 200 people, just gone like that. There's no package for them to reinvented them in the different company. There's no news for them lah. There's a 2 company that they have union. Okay, they have union, very strong union, but they have this concept they call partnership. That's what I'm promoting now to the many companies. Those have union, try to promote partnership agreement. This was happened in the United Kingdom. As you know that United Kingdom traditionally very strong union based. They are one of the fight for the human right, but they also come up with a partnership agreement. So at that particular time, Asian crisis, this company want to close down. But however, with the discussion with the trade union, with the spirit of negotiation, the spirit of consultation, the spirit of religion, they have religious also involved in this one. The three parties sit down and discuss, and then they say like this, you pay the salary, basic salary. At that time, no minimum wage. That one happened in the year 2004. I'm talking 2005. Okay, we pay basic salary, but we cut off other allowance. Can you agree or not? And then all the employee agreed, union agreed, and they signed some agreement. You know what happened? The good news is this company merged with another company. That's why I'm talking just now. Kita kena alliance with some other businesses in one big business. So everybody tak lay off. They got a job there. And after the economic crisis over, and then these people paid come back and all the allowance lah. Another company said, the company is like that. Every issue they will discuss with that. Jadi jangan bypass other parties lah. In this context, katakan dia ada union, bawa union dalam proses perbincangan, in the negotiation discussion. They need to discuss together. Understand? That's why I say IR is a very key issue. People said HR always thinking that lay off people, all right? But IR people always think that no. We have to think in different ways. That's why I always put the industrial relation must be in place together with the HR. So these two must work together hand by hand. So if you don't, you just take HR. Okay lah, HR. The CEO will ask HR manager. Okay, HR manager, we are losing our profit now. This profit going down. COVID-19, totally going to close down. What HR manager supposed to advise them? No, sir. We need to discuss with the other parties. That is our partner, stakeholders. Can we discuss with them first? And we come up with a solution and let them, because in the end of the day, you don't just lay off people, close down and go like that. You, as an employer, as a father, must discuss with your wife. Your wife is necessary as employees or trade union. Sit down, come up with a certain solution and survive. And do these 2 cases survive. They make everybody happy. All right. So what I'm trying to say is any situation now, doesn't matter pandemic or no pandemic, whenever we got the problems in the workplace, sit down and discuss. And our employee understandable. And that particular time, all the employee understand. They're giving a way to management to deduct some allowance. Just patient. After that, they come back to normal. So bagi saya macam ni, kenapa kita bincang pasal industrial relation? Many people doesn't know the power of the industrial relation. Industrial relation is a very, very important element dalam workplace. Sebab dia yang boleh bawa harmonious. Kalau tidak, kita akan jadi fully kita utilize management approach. Of course, the other party will be suffer. So kita sama-sama suffer, tapi sama-sama gain. Believe me. If the company can do like this, the company akan prosperous. Because as a people got religion, always believe God will bless everyone. You take care another person take care you. There will blessing come from it. So kita dalam keadaan ini perlu kita jaga lah, perlu kita jaga kedua-dua dan kita jaga company. katakanlah company tu tadi ada soalan mengatakan tak boleh survive, you cari business line yang boleh survive. Mungkin you boleh pergi in online. I'm not sure what is happen. Like Food Panda, I heard from my relative, he working Food Panda. Dia tak ada education, dia tak ada SPM pun tak ada, dia just form 2, form 3, tapi dia earning about RM70 per day. Food Panda membawa dia income besar dalam COVID-19. Dan dia cakap dia boleh survive, dia seorang dia bekerja, dia boleh bagi makan minum kepada dia. Jadi kita kena tengok different ways of business trend after the post COVID-19 lah.
Alright, okay, that's good. And then the audience, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, I would like to mention to all of you that Prof Bala got 24 years of research, you know, your own your own research in dalam bidang industrial relations. So I think your views on that is really important, and we are really appreciate on that. And back to Encik Syahril Nizam, do you have any comments on that? We have listened to Prof Bala, and I think I would like to listen from you as well, Encik Syahril, please.
Yeah. When we're talking about, as I mentioned before, when we're talking about the relationship between the employer and employee, is based on the contractual relationship. Bila kita bercakap tentang contractual relationship, hubungan kontrak ini dia perlukan consensus between the parties. Memerlukan satu persetujuan antara mutual of mind, persetujuan antara kedua-dua pihak, employer and employee. That's why I agree with Prof Bala. Apabila industrial relation sangat penting dia pekerjaan kita sampai sekarang ini adalah untuk to maintain harmony. Kita tak boleh kita tak boleh hanya bergantung kepada kontrak semata-mata. It's not a commercial contract exactly. It's not a commercial contract. We are dealing with a human being. That's why bila berurusan dengan manusia dan sebagainya memerlukan satu konsensus antara kedua-dua pihak untuk mencapai objektif yang sama dalam satu organisasi. This is my part.
Alright, thank you so much, Cik Nizam, for your opinion on that. Well, Prof Bala and Cik Nizam, actually this is my last question prior we open to our audience for Q&A sessions. So, Prof, how the government through MOHR, MEF and MTUC through three-party cooperation come out as a strategy for short and long term on industrial relations due to COVID-19 and future understanding? Give your best shot, Prof, this one. Yeah.
Okay. Kalau you talk about industrial relation, there are three parties involved lah. Of course, now they're talking about other additional parties. There's an NGO also can play a role. But the major parties actually we got at the national level we got the National Labour Council advisory board lah. Kita ada NLC dekat ministry level. Saya dalam kajian saya pun saya telah melihat kepada industri harmoni guideline yang they signed in 1970s lah. So I did special study on that, and I found that my findings show that the NLC cannot be just advisory board. It should be a decision making body at the national level lah. So saya kata time for us to Ministry of Human Resources dengan adanya menteri kita yang baru saya rasa beliau boleh berbincang dengan, can discuss with their officers and people from the MEF, MTUC. So you have to remove the word advisory, but you put the word just council to make any decision. Because saya difahamkan, I know through the my empirical data show that there is no decision, strong decision will be placed for every time meeting. Jadi bila kita ada pandemic macam ni, pandemic, kita immediately this three party spirit must be exist. So we cannot blame each other now. We cannot blame this party not doing this party. So immediately NLC itu have to activate. So people from the MEF, MTUC, from the ministry level, or from other NGO or any association from the micro SME, sit down and come up with a proper policy that will impact everyone. And then after discussion, then you propose to the people to the high level, to the cabinet and so on. Contohnya kita ada MPGN tau, you know kan, Majlis Pemberian Gaji Negara kan.
Alright.
Kita ada body di bawah tu kita ada technical committee lah, di mana kita akan bagi finding, we do research, empirical data, and we present to the MPGN. So when MPGN will sitting by all the three partai lah, everybody there, MTC ada, MEF ada, they debate. After debate, only then the order will come in. The rate is come from the MPGN. So the similar, I want to see NLC and a National Labour Advisory Council too is going to be body can make decision. All right. So today, these three party actually comprise on industrial relation component lah. This is what we call good industrial relation practices.
Right.
That means national level, you must have a regional level, then you must have the workplace level. So the three must interconnected. You talk at regional level because our law employment act is not same as Sabah and Sarawak. Sabah Sarawak have their own law. Encik Nizam boleh comment on that later. Sabah Sarawak have their own law. They call Sabah Labour Ordinance, Sarawak Labour Ordinance, and then kita ada Employment Act. Why not kita compromise the three laws together and look at which law can help each party lah. Jadi labor law ni penting, tetapi labor law ini penting untuk to harmonize the relationship, not to end with the confrontation. And conflict. Conflict is a good actually. When you have conflict, there's always solution. There's always an issue. For me, I don't look at the conflict as a pandemic. Conflict actually is not pandemic. It's actually a way to solve the problem. But don't under the Professor Alan Fox and Professor from Harvard, from Oxford University, in 1960 they come up with this theory. They call it pluralism and unitarianism theory. What do you mean pluralism? I don't agree with unitarianism. Don't make a one-man decision. Pluralism means everybody discuss, and we got three partai at the national level. So Malaysia have all the best policies, all the best law. Now the time for us to revise. Look at the policy, that the policy impacted IR, especially COVID-19. So COVID-19 actually gave us a lot of room for us to improve. A lot of time to discuss what happened to the next. That's why bagi saya, a good new normal working place actually come from what we have the changes happen during the COVID-19 due to the industrial relation practice with the HR. So HR and IR must go hand by hand. Then you can see a better workplace. And we are not losing a lot of manpower. We got good people working, all smiling faces there. You look at us, 3 months, our hair, look at you and me now. We stay smile, we stay happy. Why we happy?
Of course.
We feel happy. We have no choice. But it doesn't matter our employer come and say, hey, you guys, we have no money, lay off. No, they don't say. They encourage us to do many things to make us happiness today. Contohnya sekarang kita buat lagu-lagu raya. Tadi aku tengok FKP punya video raya. Very nice, very creative, I never see that kind of video. They make so nice. Everybody on the board. Doesn't matter. So people nyanyi lagu. Itu the Prime Minister cakap. Nyanyi lagu-lagu yang memberi kita senang hati. Jadi saya rasa music pun main penting dalam tempat kerja. Main music, people are happy. Okay.
So everybody play, their role. Need to play their roles in
right.
And we are approaching to 1 hour and 30 minutes live, and I would love to reserve for the last 30 minutes for question and answers. And then I'm browsing the live comments here. I would like to ask Prof. Bala, first of all, on the question from our own Dean, our beloved Dean, Professor Dr. Roslina Ahmad Saufi. It's a very prominent question. I love this question actually. And who would be responsible in fostering good and quality industrial relation at the workplace? That is the first question. Siapa yang bertanggungjawab? And second, towards virtual work culture, what would be the new roles of industrial relation in the company? Please grace us with your answers, Prof.
Okay, first question. The first question actually, who responsible for the good relationship with IR? Okay, to me, the CEO lah. The CEO and the board of directors. That's why I say interconnected. I'm talking about within the workplace. Because I thank to the Prof. Rosalina. Professor Neza also one of the expert in industrial relation, talent management, so on. Professor asked the right question. As I said to you, HR and IR must complement each other. Okay, who responsible? Actually, responsible come from the CEO. Yesterday, I think we listened to the leaders from our UMK VC, UKM VC, and USM. We can see 3 different leaders talking about the same issue. They are actually say that we are responsible to our employees. So, okay, the next level, who look after at the workplace? Of course, HR department. So HR actually play a role to advise the CEO what things to taken place. For example, today under COVID-19, I think HR actually facing challenges whether they want to lay off people or whether they want to keep people. They're the one to respond. I talked to the many HR people at the current situation. We have a lot of discussion with them, a lot of engagement. They come to the one conclusion. We are taking last option to lay off people. Meaning to say what? They are responsible. Although they know the company is suffering now, but they come up with this solution. So the next people who who is actually in the work, either the union, of course the union people play a role also. They also have a close engagement with the what they call with the management. So, and finally, I believe the employee himself. Employee also reflecting to the good relationship at the workplace. So if we see the connectivity from the board of directors, shareholders, from the CEO, from the HR manager, and the HR manager was work with the many managers, division of a head with the different part people. And when it comes to the different head of people, they have lay out to the any policies that affected them, and that relationship come from the bottom to top and top to bottom. Don't only top to down. That's not appropriate approach. The next question from us for visual. Yes, I believe there will be new paradigm shift in employment relation. There's no employment relation. Who responsible? And that this responsible come from the particular worker. They are the owner. Like example, Food Panda. Food Panda, there are some people looking after the business, but they themselves actually looking after themselves. When they are working in the workplace like Grab, the drivers, all these virtual, they are actually looking after them. Like people like Lazada, Shopee, all these people, they are running the business virtual. Now virtually they run. So there will be new paradigm shift. That's why I'm talking about there will be new legislation, new law to in place. That's how the nature exam must be advised the right people, the right to come up with a new paradigm shift of the employment relation.
Exactly. Thank you so much. All right, and I think those questions actually answer the question by Fardaus Muhammad Ali. How is the COVID-19 outbreak affecting human resource practices? We have discussed on that. And as well as the question from Tarmaraj Mutusami, how about the employees if have no job to get normal life? I think you've touched on that as well. And I would love to ask Prof. Bala on question by, I think this is one of our prominent professor, Nurul Suzana Hashim, maybe someone else, I'm not sure. Well, the question is, wage reduction, unpaid leave, and or reduction in working hours may be only implemented after consultation and perhaps the consent of employees. Having both employers and employees showing empathy towards one another during these challenging times may be the key for companies to brave for this unprecedented storm. I think this is just a comment. Yeah, this is not a question. Maybe Cik Shahril can add a little bit on this one.
Yeah, I give this comment from our viewers. Begini dalam Industrial Relation Act, dalam meletakkan beberapa prosedur for retrenchment procedure. Before untuk sampai kepada retrenchment procedure, there are several steps that need to be taken by the employer. For example, majikan hendaklah memastikan bahawa apa-apa tindakan lain telah diambil sebelum come up for the retention process. For example, majikan telah mengambil satu tindakan untuk mengurangkan kos operasi. Sebagai contoh, telah memotong apa-apa allowance yang tidak berpatutan pada masa ini. Yang kedua, macam mana fleksibel working at home, itu juga memberi kesan sebenarnya kepada proses dalam undang-undang itu sendiri. Di mana kita melihat bila working from bekerja dari rumah ini dapat mengurangkan kos operasi syarikat tersebut. Jadi ini sedikit banyak apabila ada konsensus between employer and employee ini akan menjamin kelangsungan syarikat itu sendiri. Itu yang saya nampak daripada melalui proses retrenchment yang terakhir sekali.
Yeah.
Itu
Alright.
nampak ya.
Alright. Okay. Good comments from Cik Syahril. And then there is one question from Wilson Paul. I'm not quite sure on this question actually. I don't really understand, but the question sounds like this: how during this COVID-19 pandemic, industrial relation can be favor and helpful for skill training colleagues? Need some advice from Prof. Bala.
Okay.
Would you mind to respond on that, Prof?
Wilson, actually, my former student from UMS last time.
Right. Okay.
He studied there in 97, 96, or he was graduate. Now he's an honor one of the college lah. He run the own college.
I see. All right.
Oh.
Okay.
He's honor the college. So the question is like this. He asking about. You see, a lot of people workplace now, they are not skill based, and the government target about 30% above to be skill based people. Okay, this kind of like Wilson and these people they all like struggling on the two different objectives. One is we want to increase the skill based people. At the same time, they also want to maintain their own business lah to grow. So I believe now the time is actually for them is like when the people out from the skill base, because the government spending a lot of money for this under Jabatan Kemahiran Malaysia, which under the Ministry of Human Resources, a lot of money spent, and when they're out, probably there's no job for them. All right, first question. So I think employer out there. Please be mind, these people actually very useful for you because they are skill-based people and they are not highly educated. They are school leavers. They are left out. Maybe in the school they are come from B40 group, and majority of the Wilson's I think the college I think they all B40 group lah. They all like left out. Who doesn't go to Ponting. But after that, I think he brought them, put in the college. Now they are they got the diploma, and then I believe these people who haven't gone through the training, when they go to the workplace, I think they know what they're doing lah. From industrial relation perspective, keep on and telling again, the relationship is come from the both parties. All right. So the HR manager play a very important role when you do the orientation week, for the new employees come into the company. You make them is the part of the company's law. So many HR managers fail to do that. They come in only they say, okay, you work. You have to fulfill this KPI. But how KPI to achieve? Of course, through the negotiation, through that close relationship with the employees. Tell them from the beginning why you are here, what you want to do, what happened to you after 10 years, what happened to our needs. So they have to know everything. That's the first question. The next question are you asking that. Many skilled people, Dr. Nazrul, after they finish level 5, they cannot continue degree, So I believe UMK as a university of entrepreneurship, I think, because these people who running the skill-based college like Wilson, not only Wilson, many skill-based people, they want their students to continue their study in the university. Saya rasa sekarang UMK sebagai universiti keusahawanan ialah skill-based university, can be that. Why not introduce one course, especially for B40 group, sebab universiti kita adalah universiti untuk community, am I right? Kita pun wawarkan UMK bukan saja di Kelantan. UMK adalah kepunyaan untuk semua orang, sama ada dalam negara atau luar negara. Dan kita harap B40 group datang ke UMK. Mereka boleh run the course di mana-mana pun, tetapi kita come up with the new courses. Mungkin kita boleh come up with the new courses for tackle these people. So when they got the degree, after maybe they're working, I'm talking the working adult, not they come full time. So they can take this course as a degree course, entrepreneur, and they understand, what is entrepreneur. Once they understand entrepreneur, they can be a top entrepreneur. Like Wilson is not is field not in the entrepreneurship. He's come from the psychology industry and industrial relation. But today he's entrepreneur. But he doesn't know how to operate the business, how to handle the finance, accounting, marketing, and so on. So with this course, and that we UMK can, because UMK is the what you call specialized on the entrepreneurship. Kita boleh enlist this one to the other party. And I strongly believe our Prime Minister must be very, very happy. Our Ministry of Labour is very happy. Our Minister of Higher Education very happy. Everybody happy. You know what? We do something. And that's how the university touch the people who are suffering there.
Exactly.
And then can go on, and we can slowly reduce the people from the foreign countries to work in Malaysia. And that's what our Honorable Dean was mentioning. Why not we go for the local people? Yes, I believe that. But with the degree, they can go up lah. Jadi saya sangat bersyukur lah kalau UMK boleh buat benda ini kepada B40 Group. I believe we already touch the life of people who are suffering outside there.
I think it's a good initiative that can be planned and executed by the faculty or by the universities later on. Well, I have a question that directed to Mr. Nizam, Cik Nizam. May I direct my question to Cik Sharul Nizam? Do you think EA 1955 is sufficient to regulate the FWAs? Yes.
Oh, okay. Employment Act 1955 is silent about flexible working hours. It's neither prohibit or allow to impose flexible working hours ini. Employment Act silent on that issue. Apa yang menjadi asasnya sekarang ni adalah apa yang menjadi asasnya kita harus memastikan flexible working hour ni memenuhi kriteria yang termaktub dalam akta pekerja itu sendiri. Contohnya maksimum 8 jam sehari. Kita tak boleh apa yang kita ada, walaupun fleksibel tapi kita tak boleh melebihi 8 jam itu sendiri. Jadi saya rasa dengan silentnya provision mengenai flexible working hour ini is up to the employer and up to the organisation how to you're going to restructure ataupun untuk menguruskan flexible working hour ni, provided that is comply with the Employment Act 1955.
Okay. I can't be agree with you, Mr. Sharul Nizam, on that.
Yeah.
And again, I would love to, to have some some views on the comments by our dean. I think this is a good time for employers to engage and hire more local human resources. Further incentive should be given to companies hire more than 90% of local human resources. What do you think, Prof? To provide an incentive for those who yang ada ramai pekerja lokal ni.
That's why from the beginning we talked about foreign laborers versus with the local, kan? Am I right? That issue is debatable everywhere we debate. Even I think from the academic perspective, from the practitioner perspective, from the legal perspective, everybody debate. But the time to us now, yes, I'm keep on repeating that we need to think about our local ability, talent, and where you want to bring that. Certain people only can do certain job. You see, we need to identify this from the school base. I think education play a very important role. In the school, the teachers must identify. I give one example, Dr. Nazrul. I have one kid. This kid is actually very weak in academic. I saw him train the young. He was in the standard 3. Then I saw him. He's actually my relative lah. Then I observe him. I see him, and then I every day. And the boy is very, very nice boy, very, very quiet, very hardworking, but he's not good academic. So I observed. He's very good on the technical issue. He can repair the radio, he can repair the computer, and in fact, in his school, the teachers like him very much. So anything wrong with the computer, you call him. Hey, come. His name Arun, Arun, can you repair this or not? So then I said, hey, this kids, I think he cannot perform in the academic, right? But he can perform in the technical issue. So I told him, Arun, I think you better focus on the skill based lah. So why not you go to the polytechnic, other institution that you go and study about the computer and so on. And he's very good. He's earning money, part time.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
become part-time entrepreneur. Okay,
Hmm.
so you start earning money. You go to home, you go to school, repair the teacher kids. So you know that it's a potential issue, a potential business to be entrepreneur in the future. And thank God.
Prof. Actually, we have more interesting question that I would love for you to answer. And this question, maybe we can.
Habiskan dulu.
Alright,
And this
okay,
boy
sure.
went to the academic, and then dia habis baru balik diploma. He score very well, You see, in a school dia very last, but in polytechnic dia dapat result paling bagus. Dia dah keluar sekarang. I'm talking that different lah. Okay, doktor.
Right. Okay. Alright, okay, great. Well, I would love to combine these two questions actually. One is from my Sarah Sharidani. Recruitment and hiring challenges employers might face during the pandemic crisis and how to avoid risk in hiring during pandemic crisis. That is the first one. Second one, maybe you can combine. My question is how to help those fresh graduates to be employed despite in the midst of current situation. I believe that even some experienced talents also being retrenched by the employer. So satu untuk encourage, to encourage, to make sure that things are alright during the pandemic hiring process. And second, kalau lah experienced talent ni pun kena retrench, macam mana lagi dengan pelajar-pelajar yang will come out nak kerja tu macam mana? Takut ni.
Yeah. Very good question.
Maybe I address the first question. Okay, banyak HR manager take the short strategy lah. At the moment they are not hiring lah, okay, because I think due to the economy situation now, because they're looking at what happened in the future another next few months. But I think we have to keep the talent up, the current talent. You must keep the current talent and look at how to continue with them lah. Okay. But Dr. Nazrul, we have to look at the other spectrum. Iaitu kita tengok yang online business. Online business now taking place, during COVID. I can say to you, many people. That's why I say good and bad. And the good thing, a lot of people order food from Lazada, from Shopee, from KFC, McDonald's. But the other issue are very, very interesting. They also order fish. Fish, prawns.
Right.
You just message this guy, and this guy bring the fish from the port to your place. Very fresh. All right. So you can see, the hiring process now already changed to another way of doing business. So many people already lay off. I advise them to go for this kind of job now. For the company, of course, they are temporarily they may be not hiring. But coming back, second question on the graduates, I would like to highlight here. Talent Corp come up with the one initiative. They call Kesa Benar Siswa lah. All right.
Okay.
I also put in the LinkedIn, social media, Facebook, online. Di sini, what we try to do actually, the graduates will assign to the coaches. And these coaches is a voluntary-based coaches. They are coming from industry-based or wherever in the need. So they advise the graduate for 3 sessions lah. So I have 3 people, and finally, very good. They come back to me, and then I advise them, and I already linked to the many HR managers. And now they told me, Prof, thank you very much. You already connect to all the HR. So like our Dato' VC, Professor Dato' Azizi, he's the top 100, 100 the best LinkedIn selected by marketing. And Dato' always keep on telling about LinkedIn is one of the best. It's true, So the student, what they do, they go to my LinkedIn, and they see my contact. My contact mostly HR manager. And very interesting, this is for tell me, Prof, can I contact these people? Yes, you go ahead. I said. You nampak tak, Doctor? So this initiative come from the Talent Corp with the collaboration with the MOE dengan MOE. I think graduate must go for this because we want them to go higher position. But the job is there, Doctor. Tetapi mereka tidak tahu macam mana nak cari kerja tu. Mereka itulah graduate kita ni kan, dia kan sulit manjakan. Bukan macam zaman you. Zaman Nizam. Tapi zaman saya tak ada semua ni tau. Kita kena ini sendiri tau. Kita konteks semua. Jadi kali ni dia ada banyak solution untuk kita. Saya rasa graduan kita doktor, kalau kita boleh tahu cara dia akan dapat kerja. Jadi kerja sekarang adalah 4.0 IR. I cakap kan, digital marketing, Lazada sudah ada tau. Jadi saya rasa UMK ni satu tempat yang terbaik sekali lah datang untuk belajar lah. Sebab UMK boleh buka business opportunity, not only study degree, but business opportunity.
You're such a marketing person, Prof. You're such a marketing person. Yeah, you know how to market UMK everywhere during any platform.
Mereka datang untuk belajar macam mana jadi entrepreneur. So next is actually not job to find, job to come to you. So banyak.
Okay, I have one serious question, Prof. And the time is quite limited. Maybe I can select a few other questions before we end up at 4. But I think this is quite important. From Gilbert, rentetan dari krisis Covid-19, sejauh manakah dunia pekerjaan kini memerlukan transformasi radikal dalam proses penilaian, evaluation, prestasi kerja? Saya, it's interesting, and then the dean also here actually, I feel like our dean put a lot of effort to make sure that the employee stay focused, stay motivated. So on this one, tapi still the dean doesn't know siapa yang buat kerja, siapa yang tak ada kerja. It's all based on the good, good virtue only, a good prasangka yang baik. Semua orang buat kerja duduk rumah. So how do you think that we can evaluate the proses penilaian kerja ni?
Okay, doktor, saya kan tadi ada cakap dari hati ya. Kalau doktor dengar yang daripada CEO tu, dari hati lah kan. Hati kita nurani lah, we have to clear our heart lah. Okay, working from home for academic is very suitable, alright. But other sectors, I'm not sure. Manufacturing, you must go to the work. For academic, I give example lah. Academic kita ni memang clear. Kita ada SKT kita, betul tak?
Yes.
Kita keep on telling many times to our employer also. For the academic employer, not so universities, you cannot evaluate academic based on the they stay office for 20 hours lah. I'm telling you, are they achieve the KPI or not? So kita ada KPI SKT. Contohnya kita ada katakan terbit 2 Scopus journal. You just make sure this journal must publish by 6 months, by first quarter of the month, and show to our bosses lah. We achieve that, okay? And then every day kita ada ni kan, kerja kan, kita akan letak pagi dan petang. Contoh doktor, sekarang doktor, sekarang orang bekerja tau, 2 hingga 4 mereka dengar kita punya talk, okay? Itu dah masuk dia orang punya masa untuk bekerja. Kenapa? They are learning something from this talk actually, and there are many talk going on. Jadi kita kena bagi kerja 8 hingga 12 apa you buat.
Alright, okay.
Saya membaca thesis PhD now. And tomorrow saya ada Waiwa online. Sekarang doktor kita pun ada Waiwa online doktor. Semua ini very clear. Our job is very clear. Jadi kita kalau tulus ikhlas, kita akan buat kerja. Itu penting. Kita selalu cakap tulus ikhlas lah kan. Our bosses are very flexible on this. But that's why
at the end we come to the basic. The basic is to be sincere. Tulus ikhlas.
KPI tak capai. Jangan tak capai KPI. Kalau tak capai KPI kita dapat gaji pun tak halal lah. Kan dia ada isu halal kan. Kalau kita tengok lain-lain sektor macam guru kan doktor, guru saya nak cadangkan guru juga boleh buat online teaching seperti mana universiti. Contohnya universiti kita kan di bawah pusat pengajaran pelajaran tu kita ada banyak platform kita boleh gunakan untuk mengajar. Saya sendiri doktor dengan Covid-19 ni saya terima kasih. Saya punya student tu PhD tu dengan masa setiap minggu saya ada kelas dengan diorang. Diorang so happy. I boleh connect all over Malaysia, Jadi itu kerja saya. Tapi kerja tu sebuah malam. Siapa nak bayar kerja malam sampai malam.
It's a blessing in disguise, It's a blessing in disguise.
Yes. Jadi kita akademi ni tak ada masa tau. We are not working like tadi Encik Niza cakap kan. Flexible working hours. Yes, true. Jadi tapi jangan ambil peluang ini, you tak kerja lah. Itulah. Jadi ini good time to evaluate your student, PhD, close with them, and then make sure they graduate on time. That's all. And I see my student report, dia kata dia orang very happy. They're so happy with that. And then, benda-benda macam ni lah kita nampak Covid-19 telah bagi kita ruang untuk inilah. Mungkin Encik Nizam boleh komen lagi kot. Encik Nizam, as a pakar, macam mana undang-undang Ada tak undang-undang allow this? I don't know about that.
Okey, begini ya. Kita lihat untuk menentukan KPI atau evaluation process itu adalah kuasa managerial prerogatif, kuasa budi bicara employer itu sendiri. Bagaimana dia menentukan cara penilaian dan sebagainya, dan bagaimana dia menentukan KPI dan sebagainya, itu adalah budi bicara manager itu sendiri. Tetapi yang menjadi isu je sekarang ni, kita melihat untuk menentukan kualiti dan sebagainya, like macam Prof kata, macam flexible working hours itu sendiri. Bagaimana nak menentukan, saya rasa mungkin di negara kita masih benda itu masih terlalu masih dalam peringkat awal. Dan macam mana nak menentukan kualiti yang di output yang dikeluarkan itu setaraf dengan kerja di office. Itu menjadi satu, saya rasa menjadi satu cabaran atau challenge untuk untuk menentukan kualiti itu sendiri. Yang keduanya, dalam menentukan kualiti dan sebagainya, saya percaya semua majikan tahu bagaimana nak menilai setiap pekerja-pekerjanya. Jika terlalu lebih, saya perlu ingat ya, kita perlu ingat kalau over ataupun keep pressuring our staff untuk melakukan sesuatu benda, itu boleh lead kepada constructive dismissal. Sebagai contohnya, kita kena ingat constructive dismissal ni, itu yang saya katakan, constructive dismissal ni adalah satu mana keadaan menamatkan kontrak employment dia, kontrak employment dan majikan. That's mean dia meletak jawatan kerana tindakan majikan itu sendiri. Itu yang pentingnya untuk menentukan industrial harmony dalam working environment kita dan sebagainya. Itu pentingnya undang-undang untuk kontrol itu. Tapi best basic bagi saya adalah berasaskan consensus between employer dan employee. Bagaimana employee nak menentukan KPI dan kualiti dan sebagainya, consensus.
Alright, thank you so much Encik Nizam. And then tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, the audience, we do have representative from Indonesia as well, from University Bengkulu, Ibu Seprianti Sabita Eka actually. And then she did sharing something with us. Small business is the mainstay of our economy and the future of job creation. So in this situation, COVID-19 outbreak, we bridge business through that tough time. How to make sure business stay and keep workers employed. Meanwhile, this is a time to be careful. It is not a time to panic and to stop shopping locally. So, well, I guess we've already covered that part just now, just to share what her thought actually. Well, we are approaching to our very last minutes. So with this, I would love to take the opportunity to really appreciate your presence, Professor Dr. Balakrishnan Parasuraman. I myself don't see you for more than 3 months. And then
soon. We'll see you soon.
yeah, inshallah, very soon. Yeah.
Enjoy your Raya.
All right, sure, we will. And then thanks also to Mr. Muhammad Sharil Nizam bin Matrazi that he able to escape the very last minute to Penang actually. If not, he will stuck here in Kelantan as well. Yeah, but it's a very interesting story that we'll share later on. I think that will be all for now till we will meet again on the Sembang Santai siri ke-6 bersama Encik Nizamuddin dan juga tetamu jemputan beliau. That's all for now. Thank you so much and thank you for your time and thank you to listen to us today. Thanks again. Bye.
Terima kasih. Bye.
Bye.